Hello, everyone. This is Nathan, and I'm really excited to get our first membership network started. And I see that we have a few attendees with us. We're excited to have all of you guys with us, and we hope that you learn a lot of things. Today, we're going to be focusing on the recruit element of recruit, recognize, and retain your members. And so we're going to go and get started with some introductions. And so today, for introductions, we're each going to share with you where we're from, our positions, and one interesting thing about us. And I did not share that little tidbit of information with Rainiel and Leah, so I'm excited for their answers. So anyways, I am Nathan Taylor, the National Vice President of Membership. And I think one interesting thing about me is that I have moved, I believe, 8 times, and was born in Alaska. So Rainiel, go ahead with yours.
Hi everyone, my name is Rainiel Mendoza. I'm the National Vice President of Parliamentary Law, and I am from North Carolina. And my interesting thing would be that I was actually born out of the United States. I was born in the Philippines.
Awesome. Well, I'll go ahead and go next. So my name is Leah Buller, and I'm the Director of Membership at National Fccla. And I'm originally from Oklahoma, but now I live in Virginia, where our national headquarters is located. And my interesting fact, I guess, is not really about where I was born, like the other two boys, but it is about when I was little. I actually broke my leg when I was 6 months old, and so I had this huge cast on. And so that's always kind of my story now when people ask an interesting fact. So again, apparently we all have interesting paths behind us, and we're excited to have all of you here tonight on the network call with us.
Awesome. So also we have one other teammate that we have. It's Scott Dolores. He's on the LTT. He just wasn't able to make it here with us tonight, but we sure will be seeing more of him throughout the year. Now we're going to go and pass the time over to Leah with It's Time to Go for the Red, but what exactly does that mean?
Awesome. Thanks, Nathan. So this year we actually launched a brand new membership campaign called Go for the Red, and we're really excited about this theme in general and what all we can do with this. If you're familiar with different campaigns in the past, they have kind of been all-encompassing of what our membership awards are, and then also including just our campaign materials and even those posters that go out in your classroom. And so for the last few years, we kind of separated that, and we had joined Fccla as what was on all the posters, and then we had iRecruit for the awards. So this year we wanted to just take that all back to the same theme and just really encourage students to join Fccla, and that can mean whether you are a previous member or if you're recruiting new members. And our whole thought behind this theme was just people have a lot of choices. Students have a lot of choices for what organization they want to join and be a part of. And so we want them to go for the red, and we want them to choose Fccla whenever they're deciding on which organizations they want to be involved with. And so this year for Go for the Red, if you're familiar with the incentives for iRecruit, we actually left those the same for this year. And so for this year, the incentives are for individual students, and those are the students who recruit the most members to their chapter, and it's small school, medium school, large school division, just to make that a little bit more fair across the board. They actually won some awesome prizes. The winners in all those categories get a $250 cash prize, and they also get a $50 Fccla store voucher to spend on anything that they would like to at the Fccla store. And then if they are in attendance at the National Leadership Conference, they also receive recognition up on stage at that meeting. And so that's really exciting for those winners. Even if the students are not the winners, we send them a certificate and lapel pen to just recognize their recruitment efforts and congratulate them for helping us to increase our membership. So I would really encourage you as an individual to take part in that part of the membership awards, or encourage someone in your school or in your state who you know is doing just an outstanding job recruiting to take part in that and to apply for that. You can go to our national website and go to the membership tab and then click on membership campaign, and the application is there and all the information that you would need on that. And then there's also a chapter division, and that just goes to the chapter that has the largest percentage increase in membership from the previous year to this year. And you do have to apply for that. We don't just go through our system and calculate that. We do want to see what your membership numbers were, and then also what your efforts were to increase that membership. And the chapter winner wins very similar things to the individual winners. There's a $250 cash prize for the chapter itself, so that money would go to whatever efforts you would like for it to within your chapter. And then there's also the store voucher to buy, you know, whatever it may be for your chapter. If it's star event, binders, or a banner for your classroom or anything along those lines, you have that store voucher. And then this group also gets a feature in Teen Times. And so we feature your efforts, your recruitment efforts, and talk about that with just the whole nation in general so that they get to see the awesome things that you're doing. And then the last award in this category is for the state. And there's nothing to apply for this one if you're a state, but we have kind of, I'm not a math person, but I'll just say it's an algorithm for how we figure this. And it's actually based on several different things. So it's based on an increase in membership, but it's also based on an increase in scholarship applications, national program awards, adult awards, and so it's a little bit more encompassing of the state's overall increased participation in FCCLA, and not just about increasing their membership numbers by a certain percentage. So that's kind of really exciting. The winner last year was Arizona, and so they also get a plaque and get recognized on stage. And so those are our incentives for this current year, and again, very similar to what they've been the last few years. We'll be working this spring to roll out a new membership award program, still called Go for the Red, but just with some different incentives for chapters and for students. So you can be looking for more information on that as we work with the staff and the National Executive Council to develop what exactly that would look like and how we can best encourage students to just recruit members. But then, you know, as far as Go for the Red, that also goes for retaining them and even recognizing them as well. So we're really excited for this year. We love this theme, Go for the Red. We hope you all are using it. I know if you follow Nathan on social media, he is all about the hashtag Go for the Red. And we appreciate that. I would love to see you using that too and showing how your chapters and your FCCLA members how they are going for the red, and just utilizing that campaign because we are really excited about that. That's what I've got, Nathan.
Awesome. Thank you, Leah. And just to let you know, when I post this for everyone to watch, it will be with the hashtag Go for the Red. But anyways, moving on from there. So then going on from there, I'm just going to talk to you guys a little bit about the 3 different R's of membership. So tonight's main focus is going to be recruit, and Rainielle is going to talk to you guys about that in just a little bit. But I kind of want to talk to you guys about retain and recognize, just to get a little snippet about how those work. And so with retain, I think something that you guys really need to do is having like chapter meetings often, chapter activities, and rewarding chapter members throughout the year for their efforts. And so like actually tonight after our webinar, I'm headed to our chapter's Christmas party. And so literally in the last half before our webinar, I was making an ugly sweater to have while we were down there. And I just need to say that I better win this ugly sweater competition because it kind of looks amazing. Well, actually it looks awful, but like amazing in an awful way. And so that's always a really fun thing to do. Like we're doing a white elephant, which is like a gift exchange between the different members. And so it's just a really fun way to get your members involved and keep them interested in the organization throughout the year. And then also with retaining members, utilizing FCCLA Week is a really good thing to do. On the slide, I actually have the 5 different days of FCCLA Week that we'll be doing this next year. And so some of the things that you could do, for example, on Media Monday, you could do radio PSAs or even just recognition in your local newspaper or even a state newspaper. I know one thing that our chapter is looking into doing is the closest news station that we have to us is in Utah, and so we're looking at actually doing a segment on the Utah news stations down there at some point. So we're kind of looking into those different avenues, and a lot of times with those, they can give you great discounts on spots on their news stations just because we're a nonprofit organization. So definitely be sure to mention that when you're doing those different things. And then I know that every year that we do FCCLA Week, we're always responsible for hosting a Valentine's Day dance. And so a great thing that you guys can do is so unfortunately this year Valentine's Day is on a Sunday, so you can't really have a school-related dance on that Sunday. But doing it on like Saturday the 13th, the day before, is a great way to get the rest of the school involved in FCCLA's activities and to get them informed. And then really it's just a nice way to kind of debrief after FCCLA week and relax and have a great time with friends. Now, for Recognize, I want to show you guys something, so I'm going to exit out of the slideshow and show you a couple things. So this is new for Mountain View High School chapter this year, which is where I'm from. We started an FCCLA lettering process, and so I'm sure a lot of you guys are familiar with this, like if you're in sports, or at my school we do it for like choir, National Honor Society, things like that, where if you commit to specific goals and achieve them, then you can earn a letter within the specific group. And so we've never done lettering for FCCLA at our school in the past, but a lot of students were pushing it. And so if the members were actually pushing for it, then we really wanted to use it as a way to recognize our members. And so right here, I just have a simple Google Drive account, and I've shared it with the 5 officers within our chapter as well as my advisor. And so all that the members have to do is after a specific event, they just come to one of us and we hop on a computer at the school, and then this is all shared between the 6 of us. And so whatever we change to the documents is going to change to everyone else's. So like if I open this right here, it's going to show me the criteria for lettering. And so like for ours, there's a total of 1,000 points throughout each of the categories here if you do everything once, and then you have to have 500 points at least to letter. And so like there's different things from participating in chapter community service events, participating in chapter fundraisers and events, leadership positions, and then each thing is different values. Like for example, star and state events. So we have like the star events, and then we have the typically easier state event level events. And so your star events are going to be worth the full points that you actually achieve on the rubric. And then since state events are a little bit easier, they're going to be half of the point values. And so then those are good ways to get those as well. And then we have asterisks next to some things that we felt should be required for most members to do. And so like attending 80% of the chapter meetings throughout the year, attend and compete at the state conference, doing a state or star event, and then like participating in chapter community service or fun events are just a couple of things that we felt needed to be a requirement in order to letter in FCCLA. And then, so once you figure out the point values that they gain throughout their different activities throughout the year, then the officer will just come to this, and on the left we just have a list of different members that are within our chapter. And so as of right now, we haven't really updated much except for what the actual chapter officers have done, which are the first 6 people on the list. And so we have, you just come in, find the different column that you need for what it is that they accomplished, and then you'll go and enter their point values, and then at the end of the year we'll add in their different points together and see how much they have gained throughout the year to see if they will be lettering in FCCLA. And then in the situation where you gain more than the required 500 points, then you'll actually have a carryover of 100 points into the next year. So it'll be easier for them to letter later on. So then back to here, except for I don't really know how to present this. There we go. And so once you, I think that's really a good way to get your members involved and motivated to stay involved in FCCLA, and I'm really glad that our chapter has started that. And then also, along with the FCCLA lettering, just doing awards banquets to also keep them involved and really recognize them and make them feel truly accomplished for what they have done for the chapter over the year, because I think we can all agree that our chapter members are definitely where it all begins, and they truly are the foundation organization. Now I am going to go ahead and pass this on to Rainiel, but I just want to go ahead and let you guys know that if you do have any questions throughout this, to go ahead and type them in the chat and we will answer them later on. Go ahead, Rainiel.
All right, thanks, Nathan and Leah. So today, as we said earlier, the R that we're going to focus on in the 3 R's of membership is recruitment. And R is really the basis of increasing membership. And just to review, the qualifications of being an FCCLA member are that you have taken a FACS class or are currently taking a FACS class, and also paying state and national dues. So the first R of membership, so recruitment. I'll go through the who, what, where, when, and why. So the who is your target audience, which is obviously family and consumer science students, or anyone who you know has taken a FACS class and is interested in FCCLA, or anyone who is interested in learning more about the organization itself. So why? To grow FCCLA and also to increase membership. Where would be at school, and I think that you have the opportunity to make the biggest impact on a local level. So even if you are state officers, it's important that you also focus on your position at school. So making FCCLA known in your school community. When would be any time, because affiliation ends, Leah, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think May 1st, is that right?
May 31st.
May 31st. Okay, thanks.
Yeah,
so
correct.
any time from the beginning of your school year until May 31st, anyone can join FCCLA, pay their dues, and affiliate on the national level. So how do you recruit members? So obviously your returning members would already know about FCCLA, but then so that's the retain. So recruit would be people who don't really know about it or are interested in it. We at Millbrook High School, where I attend, we set up a trifold board and decorate it with FCCLA. We post pictures on it, and we decorate like a table, and we present at club fairs. We have membership campaigns. So then we also, at our interest meetings, we have different fun themes. This year we actually did Nacho Average Club, and where we had nachos at our first interest meeting, and we had a really good turnout. It was about 60 people that attended. Also, in regards to recruitment, the best ways to reach out to people are by word of mouth, making posters. Your chapter officers help ask them to make posters. And then also the use of social media is one of the most powerful ways to recruit people. Personally, I have like 500 or so followers, so I would tweet something out, and a lot of people will view that. And if you actually look on these, like the statistics portion of your tweet, you can see how many people see it, how many people interacted with that post, how many people went on your Twitter page, and then they'll see that you're involved with FCCLA, and that's really awesome. So social media is a great way to reach out to your stakeholders, and by that I mean the members, people who are interested in FCCLA, even for sponsors. Also on social media, post pics on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and obviously tweeting it. Again, by word of mouth is really one of the best ways to reach out to people and recruiting them. Also, if you have any questions, like we have resources. The Handbook to Ultimate Leadership has a variety of ways for recruitment, and that's a great way to start looking through resources. And so with that, I'd like to conclude my portion.
Awesome. Thank you, Rainiel. And so also I wanted to add a little bit to some of the things that he said, for examples that things that he had done within his school. I know one of the things that we did this year was we had like kind of a preliminary FCCLA week. And so what we did is we had specific dress-up days throughout the week. And then on one of the days it was like the Go for the Red day, and so you would wear red. And then if you brought a ticket that we were handing out to people that we thought would be interested in FCCLA, then and you brought that to the meeting, then you'd be entered for a drawing for a selfie stick, which everyone was pretty excited about. And so we did a drawing at the meeting, and then but in order to actually like achieve the selfie stick, and you had to go to at least 2 meetings. And so you'd come to the first meeting, bring your ticket, and then the drawing wouldn't be held until the next time, but you had to be present in order to win the selfie stick. So it was a good way to keep them coming back for that other meeting. And so now we're going to go ahead and turn to our member highlight, who is Wesley Ward, and I believe that Leah is going to have to unmute him before he can begin. So we'll let you know when to start, Wesley.
He's good to go.
All right. Well, thank you, Nathan and Rainiel and Leah. As you guys can see on the screen, my name is Wesley Ward, and I'm the Virginia FCCLA Vice President of Membership. And just to kind of give you guys a little update about what my chapter and what Virginia is doing membership-wise. We do have a new membership campaign this year called Fccla Code Red. We started this just after Nationals when we met at our fall council meeting. We ended our year with just over 6,000 members in Virginia Fccla, which is, it's okay, but it's starting to drop, so we're really kind of focusing. We've entered a state of Code Red, so we're really working towards that. We've set our membership goal for 7,500 members, so that's about a 1,500 member increase, which is what our state officer council think is really achievable for us this year. So what our membership campaign includes under Code Red is we are identifying chapters who increase their membership by 5 members, 10 members, or 15 members. So they're identified as Code Red, Code Redder, and Code Reddest chapters. And the way that they kind of earn this status of Code Red is by our affiliation date, which is March 1st, so that we have a chance to really kind of get that, see where they're affiliating before our state conference, and then the increases in membership in reference to the last year that they were affiliated. A lot of them come from the chapters who are recently affiliated with us, but we also take a look if they were affiliated the year before. So basically, our Code Red chapters, we recognize them at our state conference on stage. We invite them up there. They walk across stage, and their names are on the screens. But we also have a prize for them. I know that National Fccla does their cash prize. We also do the cash prize. I think we do a $50 chapter certificate to the top in each category. So if they raise by 5 members, they would receive the $50. 10 members is also $50, and 15 members is actually a $75 voucher to them. So it's by their March 1st affiliation, whoever reaches those goals, we like to identify them, and then the rest of them will receive a certificate. We also are starting something new this year, and we are really interested to see how this goes. I haven't gotten any numbers back yet, but we are offering a free state conference registration to our chapters who have affiliated at least 25 members by November 1st, which has already passed. So I'm excited to see how many chapters we have enter that. So any chapter that's affiliated 25 members by November 1st is going to receive 1 free conference registration, which is kind of how we're starting to reach out to the member, to kind of how we're going to start retaining members and chapters. Another part of our membership campaign, Code Red, which is actually available on our website, virginiafccla.org, under our membership tab, is something that I created with our membership development coordinator. Is called Advisor 911, and that's a networking system for our advisors this year, for them to reach out and get help, because without our advisors, we would have absolutely nothing. I owe all Fccla interest to that one teacher who would not stop talking about it. So I owe everything to my advisor, and so I wanted to kind of give back to them before I left high school with Advisor 911. And that is the networking system for advisors who offer help to those in different areas, such as national programs, running a state officer candidate, the classroom integration with Fccla, and then we have our alumni tab. And so what that means is, like, we kind of have advisors sign up to say, I want to offer help to these advisors who have questions about this, such as like the classroom integration, so they can learn how to bring Fccla into the classroom, which I know is sometimes something hard to do, looking at lesson plans and everything that they have to do. And so that's kind of really the gist of our membership campaign. Something that Virginia really stresses is really getting the word out to all of Virginia. So our state officers are really traveling all the time. We take about 2 to 3, we travel out of our counties and districts about 2 to 3 times per month. Each of our officers, we're traveling out 2 or 3 hours away, just trying to get everybody involved in Fccla, since we don't necessarily have all of our regions represented at this time. As well as social media, we are encouraged to interact with our members on social media, as well as our state association media page at Virginia Fccla. So we have to keep everything kind of updated with our trending topics on Twitter. And that's basically what our state is doing. Something about my chapter, which I wanted to share with you guys because I'm excited about it this year, is something new that we've tried. We have 8 chapter officers in my chapter at Eastern View High School, and each officer is head of a committee. So our chapter, which consists of about 125 people, is broken up into these 8 groups, and their chapter officer kind of leads that groups, and they run mini chapters. So they work together to complete a national program. Each of them is assigned. They work with star events, do service projects, and they just kind of group together and kind of talk about what they're doing with FCCLA. So it's not kind of crazy where you're coming in and there's all these other people and you don't really know what's going on. It really gives our members a one-on-one experience with the officer who's more experienced in FCCLA. Something that I do as chapter president is I plan our semester and end-of-year activities for our chapter meetings, and these are the biggest meetings that we have all year. This is where we really, it's a very, very formal meeting, and we sit down and we recognize all our members, and it's a very nice banquet, and we invite the parents and everybody to come out, and it's a lot of fun. We started this last year, and it was just a blast, and everybody seemed to love it, so we're going to see how it goes again this year. And that is really what Virginia is up to with my chapter and the state association, so I'll throw it back to Nathan. Thank you very much.
Sweet. Thank you so much, Wesley, for sharing all the things going on in Virginia. It's really interesting to see what all of you guys are doing throughout the country, and it's nice to kind of get ideas from different states. And I kind of had a laughable moment in that because when you said 6,000 members, and you were like, which is okay, and then I kind of laughed because I think Wyoming has like 450. But, you know, like, we're trying. We're getting there. We're going places. But, so now that we've kind of looked at what you guys are up to, we want to let you guys know what Nationals is up to. And so we'll just go ahead and start with Leah and then go to Rainielle and me and just kind of share things that we want to share about what Nationals is up to and some exciting things that are coming.
Awesome. Thanks. And thanks for sharing that, Wesley. It was great to hear from you what's going on in Virginia. So some things that's going on with Nationals as far as membership goes. We just kind of finished our big membership push. We have a deadline of November 1st. If advisors and students want to continue to receive services, like your advisor gets an email every day from us with FCCLA information and just some different things. So November 1st is a big deadline for us, and then we also start to collect more dues during the months of November and December. And so right now we're hovering at about 107,000 members, and so we still have a ways to go to get up to where we would like to be and to reach our goal from last year. But we're very hopeful about that, and we're really excited to see how the rest of this semester goes. So there's still plenty of time for you to recruit new members to join and to really get people involved in your state as far as recruiting members. So that, again, that was a number I just pulled from our system today as some data. So that's just to give you an idea of where we're at kind of as we're headed into this holiday season when schools are kind of taking a break. So that's exciting. We also are, believe it or not, already starting working on the membership kit for next year. And so we're working as a staff to design the at-a-glance poster, to update information in the membership kit itself, the CD that we send to chapter advisors, and get that ready to go so that we can deliver that material in a timely fashion to our chapters for this next coming school year. So that's really exciting to be working on that as well. And then we just finished the national cluster meetings, which I hope some of you were able to attend. Those were really awesome. We had great attendance at both meetings in Indianapolis and Dallas, and I know your national officers enjoyed seeing you all there, and I actually got to see Rainielle in Indianapolis, but we missed Nathan in Dallas, but heard great things. So I hope if you were able to attend, you enjoyed that and had a great time. And then as far as, again, membership, we're just working on getting ready for next year. And again, Go for the Red is something we're working on, what those new incentives will look like. And again, it seems crazy because it's not even January yet, but this is a great time for us as an organization, especially as we have some time between meetings to really knock out some things, get some things accomplished for next year. So while it seems like it might be a downtime, it's actually pretty busy for us as we're gearing up for the, hard to believe, 16-17 school year. So those are cool things. We're working a lot on National FCCLA Week as well and making sure that we have all the information ready to go for that. So we're excited to see what all of your states will do and see your state's membership. So that's what I've got, Nathan.
Awesome. Thank you. Rainiel, did you want to add anything from an NEC perspective?
Yeah, sure. So, like Leah mentioned, we just finished from clusters, and that was really one of the largest or the biggest things that the NEC has been working on, memorizing scripts and really memorizing scripts. So, and we also worked a lot on selling tickets for the NEC meet and greet for the Impact Fund, which, if you don't know, it's investments and members and partners and assistance for chapters and teachers. So that's a grant that you can apply for if you're interested. It's on the FCCLA website. If your chapter needs help with paying or like financial assistance for a project that you're working on, take a look at that. So yeah, we finished clusters and it was a great turnout in Indy and Dallas. Now the NEC is working on our spring workshops that we're presenting at state leadership conferences and also for FCCLA week. So we're actually heading back up to DC during FCCLA week, or Reston at national headquarters, and that's where we'll plan our national leadership conference for the summer. And also we're thinking, or we're trying to go to New York City to be on the Today Show for that Media Monday for FCCLA week. And that's all I have.
Sweet, thanks, Rainiel. And then I think also to do with the Impact Fund as well, if you guys have anything that you would like to do for your chapter, but maybe you need some assistance from the National Executive Council, definitely consider applying for that, because we actually just finished one of our first applications, and it was a great experience for all of us, and it's just so awesome to see all of these different groups and organizations throughout the country that are prospering from an initiative that really has began from the members and then made its way up. And so it's really been an awesome thing to see from the NEC as well. And then like Rainiel said, and as well as Leah, clusters were awesome. They were really great. It was definitely a nerve-wracking thing, I think, for me, just because I think that was about, I think they said we had 2,600 members in Dallas, and that was about like 6 times the size of an audience that I've ever spoken in front of before. So it was definitely nerve-wracking, but it was definitely a fun and learning experience. And I know that I just cannot wait for Nationals in San Diego, and we hope to see you guys there as well. So now if there's any questions, but really quickly, is there any way that they can message us in the chat?
Yeah, and actually someone just did. Katie asked a question about what the deadline is for the Go for the Red Membership Awards, and that's April 30th. So that's a great question, Katie. And yeah, you can just type into the question or the chat box. I'm not sure which one appears on you all's end as far as that goes, but you can do that. Or if you're having trouble, there's only 4 of you, so I might be able to unmute the other people if you mute your phone, so that we can't hear all the background noise. So I can go ahead and do that if you all have any questions that you'd like to ask, or any discussion that you'd like to have with us.
Alrighty, anybody? Okay, well, if we don't have any questions, we just want to take a second and thank all of you guys for attending tonight. And this will also be posted on the Facebook page, just if you need a little reminder, or for those that couldn't make it here with us tonight. We really look forward to a great year ahead, and we're excited for the red with all of you guys, and hopefully we will see you next time on our webinar. Last time for questions, guys. Anybody? Okay, sweet. Thank you guys, and I hope you guys have a great night. We'll see you later.